So the reason why we ovulate is not because of the ovaries. They're just kind of stupid and do what they're told, okay? The signals come from the brain. Ovulation starts in the brain. So the hypothalamus, which is a gland that sits in the middle of our head, has a little finger in the blood and is sensing for estradiol levels. And when those levels naturally decline after ovulation, it says, whoa, where's my estrogen? The brain likes estrogen. So it sends a signal to the pituitary gland called GnRH, if anyone cares. And the pituitary is like, gotcha, boss. And it starts pulsatively sending LH and FSH. So if anybody's been through fertility, you know these words. So those LH, luteinizing hormone, and follicular stimulating hormone bind to the cells around the eggs, and they start producing estradiol and progesterone. And that beautiful EKG-like ebb and flow of hormones happens month after month after month in premenopause. Again, by the time you're 30, you're down to about 10% of that egg supply you were born with. And by the time we're 40, we're down to 3%. Perimenopause begins when the signals coming from the brain, you don't have enough eggs left to respond the way that you used to. So your brain gets really upset. You start having brain fog. You start having mental health challenges that you never had before. Exacerbations and anxiety come out of nowhere. And this is well before your periods get irregular. And the brain is like pounding the ovary to try to get those 3 eggs left are holding hands and like, God, And so and then all of a sudden it's like it just vomits estrogen because you have this massive surge of LH and FSH. So we end up with these crazy high levels of estradiol, sometimes as high as pregnancy. And then progesterone really struggles after that to catch up. So you end up with these prolonged periods of high estrogen and no progesterone, which some of you may have been diagnosed with estrogen dominance. So what used to look like this really pretty EKG ebb and flow every month in a healthy patient in premenopause now becomes what I call the zone of chaos. I take spaghetti and I throw it at the wall, and you have these scribblies, and you just have these wildly fluctuating estrogen and progesterone levels on their way down. It's like a roller coaster.
So what does that mean? I mean, first of all, every person is different, right? So all the
average
symptoms
age
might
of
be
full
different.
menopause is about 51 in the U.S. for Caucasians. Now, Asian women tend to go a tiny bit older. African Americans about 18 months sooner. So Southeast Asians, so like people from the Indian continent, 46 is the average age of menopause.
Wow.
Yeah. So all you girls out there who are like, they told me I was too young. I'm like, come talk to me. Please, you're not too young. But we still have a pretty wide variety. The normal curve for menopause is 46 to 55. So we have a really wide variation. Now, perimenopause, that transition is 7 to 10 years. So do the math. 35 to 45 is when you're going to start, something's not right.